Going on, guys? It's been a while. Funk decided to get a new laptop finally, and we can start recording again. Week one NFL. I don't think Funk really wants to talk about that. Truthfully, the Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night football games have been fine. That's pretty much all I have. I didn't really lose out on money much just because the FanDuel contest week one was a no sweat. So, I mean, I got pretty much all the money I put in there back, but yeah, that's about it. How did
Yeah, I
you
would say
do?
the showdowns from week one were decent. I enjoyed the games mostly. Like fantasy output wasn't crazy. Went back and forth on each slate, kind of probably came a little bit ahead, but not much. Sunday was a disaster, but honestly, the whole slate was a disaster. Every game went under except for the one game that had a 38 total. Like, you can't script it any better than that for week one. That's just bound to happen. And Fields and Rogers just go dueling it out like insanity. Um, I didn't really see it going that way. I had the Bengals stack. It was kind of ugly. I don't know how I ended up there. I told myself I wasn't going to play Burrow. I ended up playing Burrow, and we paid all the way up for Chase, which was kind of dumb because he's already 9K, and I don't know, 3.5x at 9K is a little steep for me, even for him. Chase Brown was a pretty decent play. Bengals just couldn't move the ball. And McBride literally had a waltz into the end zone and decided to hit some guy at the two. Just didn't do anything. He's allergic to the end zone, I swear. Uh, that's kind of it. Um, and then the Green Bay slate was good for us too because we played the chalk tight ends and finally worked out.
Yeah, I ended up you and me had the exact same lineup, but I also played two different ones and I made 70 cents profits. But then on DraftKings I made a couple. I'm trying to like play more on DraftKings too, just 'cause why not? But I think I profited like 30, something like that. But let's just jump into it. I need to talk more football. It's been a while. Let's see. All right. So we're just gonna go position by position, give our 2 cents, and just kind of go from there. I mean, Funk, I think you can agree with me. Josh Allen is almost always in play. I mean,
Yeah, most certainly. Because usually the game totals are usually pretty good for them regardless, just because of the offense. And if they're ever trailing like they were last week, they like to push the pedal and let Josh Allen just do what he does. And 42 fantasy points is the outcome. It's kind of what you're hoping for. Um,
yeah, that
he's not my
goes.
favorite in this range this week. Maybe beat Lamar, but yeah, you can more than welcome to play Josh Allen.
Elaborate more on Lamar because you and I were talking. I'm not really sold, but I mean,
I just think I really want to play Zay this week, and it's just an easy click. Like Lamar feels like he's a safe floor. They're at home, and they are heavily favored, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Good team total, but obviously blowout script. Something funky happens where it's like two kick returns or something, or kick return and a pick, and you only get two offensive touchdowns, 28-3. You're like, I don't really care about that. But I think he's safe, and I like Zay, so that would be my single stack at the moment, at least. Hurts is decent in its condensed stack without Goddard this week, but I mean, they're just going to keep running the ball, which no one can stop them from doing at the moment. The rest of this range is kind of dull. I mean, Kyler is probably going to get clicked because McBride's going to get clicked a lot. Fields jumped like $1,000. Don't really feel like I can chase that right now. What do you think? What about the rest of this top end for you?
I like Burrow, man. I hate myself, but I love Burrow. I I was listening to part of my take earlier, and I don't think this is the best analysis, but they're kind of right in the aspect of somehow the Bengals won last week after only getting 7 yards in the second half, which I know you were you were at a bar watching the game, you were probably throwing shit everywhere. But I mean, if you're winning a game with 7 yards in the second half, good. But I also think the main thing that they said is a lot of teams look in the mirror and they're like, okay, we know what we are. Let's actually play football. And 8K, I don't, what was he when we played him? Do you remember his?
I think he was also 8K.
I still love it. Um, Dak, I kind of like just because it's against the Giants and he owns the Giants, but that can also be, obviously Russell Wilson plays for the Giants. That game can be a one half game, essentially. Um, I kind of like Kyler. I mean, he played pretty much like the first half is when he did all his scoring, and obviously we needed Trey McBride, but I mean, it's Carolina. I know I was talking to you about it, but I love Caleb in this spot. It's definitely going to be like
Yeah.
if you're playing like 100 lineups, maybe have like 10 of them of Caleb, but
I mean, he's cheap enough. I mean, he's cheaper than Darnold, bro. That's insane.
yeah, that I don't understand, but I mean, it's only $100 difference. Um, Not much else. I mean, Jared Goff, I mean, sure, he's probably going to be cheap as or super low owned, but nothing else really sticks out. I mean, this is
No.
all disgusting here. All right, let's move on to running backs. All right, give me your top guys.
So, no particular order. I guess from the guys at the top here, I wrote down A-Chain and Henry. Um, yeah, those top guys on the board there. So Henry, some guys have been calling him out on the Browns defense this week. Talking shit about he's not hard to tackle or like he has a run for 200 yards on our whole conference for the last decade. Um, I don't know, just embarrassing comments. And I think I don't love the price tag, I will say, for someone that has no PPR upside, but he's Derrick Henry. I can't cross him out. He's just like Josh Allen for me. Like you just can't X him out of a slate. Um, then we'll scroll down and then I'll always have A-Chain in my pool just because he's a monster. Connor's a decent play if you have no other exposure to the cards. Like if you've just fade McBride, he's going to be pretty owned again, I feel like. Chase Brown is my favorite Bengal. He's still cheap in my eyes. What else did I have here?
Did I
Pollard.
scroll? Oh yeah. Sorry, you said Chase Brown and I scrolled past him.
No, you're good. I like Pollard because he's just a little mispriced, I think, for his role at 59. And, maybe they won't be trailing against the best defense in the league the whole game. The Rams are decent, but and that's all I had written down. I mean, CMC is still cheap, I will say, but I never really get to click it. Just doesn't happen for some reason. 8,900.
CMC is going to be minimum 50% just because of all the injuries, but I mean, to be completely honest, I think you and me can agree these top three are almost always in play no matter what. But Gibbs, sure. Kyron, sure. Tennessee's defense is nuts, so eh. I'm with you on Achan and Connor. I bet on Connor's rush prop going up against Carolina. The thing with Achan is the Dolphins are miserable to watch. And I think I want to say it was like the second half of the season last season, he was running and catching a lot. Like he was pretty much like the workhorse, even as like a wide receiver. I think I remember a handful of games of him leading the team in receiving just because Tua was just checking down all the time. Chase Brown, yeah. I'm always gonna love Kamara. Who else on that team is worth playing?
That's the
None.
problem. They just don't drive the ball far enough, get
None.
enough
That's
total
the right
yards for him to get,
answer.
yeah.
Um,
Red zone opportunities are going to be very slim for him.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I mean, James Cook. I find this interesting. There's a lot of good running backs on this slate, but James Cook is that's kind of an interesting price there, in my opinion. Normally, when he gets on his roll and he's doing a lot, he gets bumped up more. Javonte Williams, sure.
No,
All right.
don't do it. He's not good, man.
Hey, I had him in my lineup opening night, so it's all right. Um, I can't do anything with Seattle for a while just because Charbonnet had double the rush attempts than Kenneth Walker. It's an interesting price, but I can't really do much.
Man,
Mon-
he is cheap. I
He
didn't
is
realize he was that cheap.
yeah.
I would take a stab at him there.
Montgomery 6K revenge narrative against Chicago, I guess. Who the I'm all about revenge narratives. I
It's
think
probably not
fumbles are
revenge for him.
dumb.
He's probably like, thank God.
Yeah, get out while you can. I'm trying to see if there was. So here's an interesting note. I don't know if you saw this, but apparently the running back situation is gonna get a little different in New England. Stevenson had 41 rush attempts. Your boy Travion Henderson only had 25. And a lot of people have been
Rush
saying that,
attempts?
huh?
Rush attempts, you
Or
said?
snaps.
Oh, I
I'm
see.
tired. Um, I think Henderson may see the field more. Miami got curb stomped by Daniel Jones and the Colts. I do think that this is an interesting spot for Henderson, even Stevenson, to be honest, either one.
Yeah, they're both very cheap.
Does anything else stand out to you? I'm not really seeing much. Kenneth Gainwell had like all the running back snaps in Pittsburgh in the first game. I don't think I'd waste any money on him, but
Probably not. He's not really needed on this slate.
all right. Let's move on to wide receivers. Go ahead.
So, top guys got Puka and Neighbors up top. Those are my favorite of the top five. I don't know why. I just feel like this Titans Rams game could be like sneaky good. And Cam Ward actually looked decent last week. I felt like they could actually move the ball if they weren't playing the best defense in the league. Um, and he's got a cheap pairing with Ridley. And so you can do a nice run back with Puka. Or you could play Pollard and then run back Puka, which I like. Neighbors, like you said, Dak just doesn't lose to the Giants, which could entail maybe trailing, could entail trailing script for Neighbors, a couple extra targets. Um, they have had pretty good games going back to conference matchups last year, and he's just a stud. Brian Thomas, decent run back if you play the Bengals stack, which I can't make myself do this week. What else do you like up here?
Um, Part of me likes CeeDee Lamb, even though he can't catch a football to save his life. I'm not kidding. I had like a couple parlays lose just because he dropped like those three passes. One was like a touchdown, but I get it's the whole Dak owns the Giants, but I mean, you never know. Maybe like first half they're up like 30-0 and then they barely play the rest of the game. Do you see how much JSN did? Like how many of the what's the term I'm looking for? The route run and like catch percentage. He had like 80%. Like Sam Darnold was like hitting him.
Hmm.
17 fantasy points went freaking berserk. Um, who are they? Pittsburgh. I mean,
They just let Fields go nuke.
yeah.
So, I
I'm
mean,
just
he's
scrolling
fairly
through.
priced, I would say.
Yeah.
T's cheap. He should be like 75. Keep going. What else did I have here? Ridley, he's got to be around here somewhere, right? Mid sixes. Oh, Zay. And I think price adjusted, I like Pickens more than CD this week. He's 61.
Pickens is only 6K. Holy shit.
Yeah. So those are my guys right now.
Here's your boy.
56, dude.
All right.
He's cheap, man.
I know what that
And
means.
Tet. That range is so good.
I know what that means. He's gonna be in
He's,
your lineup.
I mean, it's not often you get to play $5,600 Ridley.
I'm kind of just scrolling through just to see um Ricky Pearsall. It's interesting just because Mac Jones is starting and Brock Purdy's out for a couple weeks, but I mean, who else besides Christian McCaffrey is going to do anything? Juwan Jennings is questionable. I don't know if you saw the news, but Worthy is doubtful. So
That's
I think a
yeah.
lot of people are going to click Hollywood Brown, which I think that's a decent price.
Hmm.
I would like it to be a little lower, to be honest.
Honestly, I'd rather play Kelsey at the same price, which I think they are. He's either like 63 or 64 for Hollywood, so I think it would still lean the old man, but that's just me.
I kind of like Zay because I think he's had a good track record versus Cleveland, and ever since he's been in the league, I don't care to dive deep into that right now, but obviously if you're gonna play Lamar, which I know Funk is gonna make me do, Zay's got to be the guy. I'm trying to scroll down and look and see if there's any super cheap, but I'm not seeing anything I like.
Yeah, I wouldn't go below Ridley at whatever he was, 56. Oh,
56.
actually, I take that back. Waddle at 54. That is cheap. I know.
I mean,
He
I don't hate that, to be
if
honest.
he hits the end zone one time, you're chilling at 5,400.
And that is true. Plus, I don't think Tyreek's going to be a Dolphin much longer, so get him cheap while you can. Tight ends, your favorite tight end in the world.
And he's still 7K.
He was like
And I
53, 50, no, 57 last week, I think he was.
I just don't know what to do with myself with this guy. We've played him probably 12 weeks in a row going back to last year. He's just an insta-click. The tight end position sucks as a whole, so you're either paying 4K for a turd or you're just playing Trey McBride. And we're probably gonna play him again.
I know.
I do
I'm
like
gonna get the
Kelsey, like I
lineup.
said, for the same price as Brown. I think that's fair. Coin flip
Yeah,
between those two guys.
yeah, he's a little cheaper, so I didn't even look at tight end prices much to be honest, so I don't mind that
I don't
actually.
really like Laporta at 59, and I'm just not the spot I need to play him in, I don't think. Andrews is fine. Njoku looked okay last week. A couple of calls of his got called back on the holdings and stuff, so Warren's pretty decent price. Kincaid is a decent play. Jake Ferg. The thing about Dak is I'm gonna play him double stacked because you're hoping for like 350 and three, no rushing. So I would play like a Pickens, Ferg stack, something like that. Anything else on here is not really appetizing.
I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter going after this Fanning guy because I didn't even look too much, but he played a lot of snaps alongside Njoku,
Mhm.
I guess if you're playing multiple lineups in a big field, taking some stabs on him isn't bad. I'm just scrolling through. I don't really see much.
I mean, Gesicki is cheap if the Bengals were do Bengals things and put up 30.
Well, also Noah Fant decided to drop 10 fantasy points, which I found insane. I think it was Burrow's first completed pass was to him. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, he signed there? I didn't remember that. I was talking to Funk about this earlier. Where is he? I think you know where I'm going with this. Yep. He's shaking his head already. In case you don't know, Dallas Goedert got ruled out. If you want to pay up for whatever reason, Grant's Calcaterra, whatever. He's gonna play majority of snaps, 4,100. You definitely have better options. But if you're wanting to pay up a lot, that's a spot to go to. Um, Mark Andrews, sure. He doesn't really do much, even with Isaiah likely out again. I think Sam Laporta has killed the Bears a lot already, and he's only been in the league for 3 years, including this year. So I think Kelsey and McBride are both going to be pretty chalky.
Agreed.
I think they're both going to be top priority plays. Nothing else really sticks out. I guess if you want to go Chig Okongwu or Okonkwo, whatever,
Hmm.
could be. Because I remember seeing something about rookie quarterbacks love their tight ends because it's like, it's not a check down. It's like a 4 yard pass and maybe two yak, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
nothing else excites me here. But that should just do it. Anything else before we get out of here?
Not really. Just make sure to check out our weekly updates. We'll try to post at least once a week for DFS content and hope to see you subscribe. Thanks.